Day 117. So I took 2 days off because it was the weekend and we were traveling a lot. We had an out-of-town wedding and it was just chaotic. And I'm honestly pretty proud of myself that I kept working out during all of that chaos. I literally only had like 20 minutes to myself, or maybe even 10 the whole day yesterday, and I still figured out how to work out for 5 minutes. But then today I've just been super overwhelmed with childcare duties, just with a lot going on with us. So, thank God I got a couple minute break here and got some time to reflect and feel a little better and everything. But it's been really hard to get anything done the last couple days because of this. I've really tried to use my time wisely, and in moments I can't program, I try working on marketing things and more branding things. And I do have an idea that I pitched to Sean that like he analyzes properties and we post that every day as a way of moving our post on Twitter to be more, I'd say, specific to our business and grow more organically that way. But I've eaten like crap the last 3 days. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was okay to do so. But I was just texting my friend Dave, and he was saying some nice things to me. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. But as far as pad stats goes, I guess as far as like my workouts and everything, I continue to like stick to it. I think I'm continuing to get bigger. I lost count today, so I might have done 21 pull-ups, but I'm gonna just stick with 20 for another week or so because my arms have been so tired carrying children around. But I think I'm getting there. But as far as pad stats goes, Sean spent the weekend at real estate meetups talking to people, and I'm honestly very thankful that he's doing that. I'm not available to do that kind of stuff right now. Maybe I will be in a little bit, but I think overall I don't know if I'm not like frustrated. I'm not really nervous. I mean, I hate to say it, what I think is happening is we're here. We're here. We're in this spot where it's like, what do we do? What do we do next? And I know we need to keep moving. And I don't think we're going to stop moving. It's, we're kind of at that point where it's like, we have something that's good and we can make it a little bit better, probably in a week or two. But is it worth starting to like really campaign and market for that good thing? Or is it worth adding to it to make it great? And at what point do we decide to really push the marketing and everything to get customers for either of these products? Or like, the good or the great thing. And I guess my argument is it's going to take a long time to get social media and SEO traction. So we might as well try to do the marketing thing every day for 15 minutes and post Sean analyzing a property and see where that gets us. And while building the great thing in the background. And that's what my plan A is. I don't think Sean is on the same page with that plan. I don't think he's opposed to it. I just think it's a lot to like, it's a lot of working and talking and chewing gum all at the same time and keep everything organized. So, it's, I think it's so hard. It's so hard to know what to work on. There's no guide. There's nobody to tell you what to do. I mean, the guide, I guess, says talk to your customers. And our customers, I would argue, at this point are saying it's cool, but they're not coming back, and they're not really using it. I mean, we could be talking to the wrong customers. That's the thing, you'll never really know, but when they don't come back, or when they don't want to sign up and make an account even for free, I just think it's not there yet, whatever that there is. If that's a feature, if that's a quality thing, if that's a product market fit thing, I don't know. I think me and Sean kind of are on different sides of the fence on what the problem is with that. But I think either way, we need eyeballs, and that's why I want to start working on marketing, even if it's not the quote unquote great product. But it would be really nice if we're in the trough of sorrow right now. Because not that I'm excited, it is. I do feel sorrow. I do feel like it's like sorrow and uncertainty. But it's but it does feel like I do feel like a sorrow kind of cloud above me. And if I'm only in the TechCrunch initiation part, I guess we got some pain coming either way, But the thing that's like, I think the trick in all of this is signing up, like almost like signing a contract, signing up for this to be a multi-year project. Because I think it creates the correct expectations for yourself. Like the idea that like I will be in the trough of sorrow for a year is really easy to say, and it's really hard to do, because that means I'm on episode 117. That means I have 365 more episodes coming where I'm really sad. I almost swore there. I'm really sad, and not knowing what the right thing to do is. But so I hope we're in there right now, but I don't know. But like acknowledging that it's a multi-year project, when you face an impasse of decisions, of frustrations, of different points of view about what to do next, you don't take it as a reason to quit. You take it as one of the steps along the way of a multi-year project, And I think I've never really thought about projects that way, because I've never really taken on a multi-year project. I've never really wanted to work hard enough for long enough to achieve something great. And I think that's been how I got here. Not that here's bad, but here's here. It's not bigger. And here's pretty great too. I'm not sad. I know if this ever goes well, I'm gonna miss these days where I have no responsibilities. So it's a funny feeling, right? But I know my opinion, and I feel like I know Sean's opinion about a lot of the things going on with us right now. And I don't think fundamentally he's so wrong that I need to correct him, or I need to quit being his partner, or I need to make a significant change in my opinion or stance or communication tactics or whatever. It's just I always think I'm right, and I'm sure he always thinks he's right, and that's the whole point. But knowing that it's a multi-year project, I'm willing to follow his line of thinking. I'm willing to give him a lot more leeway than I would if it was a 3-month project. I'm willing to follow his thought process for, I would say, 3 to 6 months without really understanding what or that it's getting better, that we're heading in the right direction with product market fit. I think I for instance, I put product market fit on this pedestal. I put it on the same pedestal as Twitch or ChatGPT or whatever, where when it hits, it's insane. The growth is so insane that people are just it spreads like wildfire, and there's no and people are talking about it, and it's just like the Earth has just like acquired a new resource. It's like we just discovered a new planet or a new element in the periodic table. Like, I think of it as like that significant because I think product market fit creates billion-dollar companies if you can find it. And I think that's YC, and that's Y Combinator. That's like Michael Seibel. That's all of their opinion, I would say, is that product market fit should be on this pedestal, and you should work for years until you find it. And oftentimes working for years to find it is the only path. And the only thing that stops you is expectations and running out of money and making short-term decisions instead of thinking more clearly long-term and acknowledging that it could take 4 or 5 years to find product market fit in that, like, huge supernova way. And I think Sean's opinion is that product market fit is, do we have customers at all? And, are we somewhat growing? And do we have something that the customers want? And I think me putting it on that crazy a pedestal is good for me. And maybe him putting it in his version of the world is good for him. I don't know. I think mine's right? But I guess I don't care if he thinks his is right or not. I don't need to like convince him it's not. As long as he can accept that it might be a multi-year project. Like, as long as we can meet in the middle and say this is it might be a multi-year project to grow to the scale that we both want to, I can label the multiple years as pre-product market fit, and he might label them as post or whatever current. But I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as we're both on the same page of we're not quitting until we get to this point, or we're not quitting, period. And I just think that is an expectation that needs to be set among humans working on the same project in a startup world. Because as I navigated other founders and talked to other people, and I've talked to a lot of people that are starting companies that, I don't think I fully understand their idea and their vision, but I also don't think that it's going to work also, and I only know so much. But I think one of the big things that makes me trust that me and Sean will figure this out is that I think we both have a very good thought process when it comes to this, which is multi-year projects. Keep pushing, keep working. We'll get there when we get there. Don't take your foot off the gas ever. Even in the trough of sorrow, it's not about should we quit. It's about which way should we start sprinting, and I just think when I look back on the decisions we've made so far since May, I don't regret any of them. I think you always want to do more and do better and do faster, but I don't think that we've ever shied away from this idea of this is a long-term thing, and long-term things are hard. That was something that we came up with probably a month or two in, which is like when we got stuck. I don't know which one of us suggested it, and I think it's an Elon Musk quote, but it's like, the hardest problems to solve are the most valuable ones, and you're probably not solving a valuable project or problem unless it's really, really, really hard. And every time it's hard, you need to remember that this is the part where 90% of everyone else quits, and you need to be that 10% that doesn't quit every time. Every time that you get stuck, you need to pretend you're in a room of 100 people and know that 90% of people are going to quit right now, and just keep going and laugh at them, point at them and say, like, that's not me, other them. Point to them and say, I'm not part of your group that quits. I'm not part of your people. I don't do that. That's not who I am, and this is one of those parts. I'm thoroughly convinced good or great companies or big companies or whatever that got started from zero, that the people that started those companies aren't smarter than me. They're not better than me. They might be smarter than me at specific things, but given enough time, I'll catch up to them at those things, first of all. But second of all, I don't think that they're better than me, you know? The more I take these quote unquote great people and I take them off the pedestal, or I put myself on the pedestal with them, the more I think that I'm part of the 10% that will keep pushing, and I'm not part of the 90% that needs to quit and fail. And that's the kind of thing I've needed in those times that are hard and you want to quit, you know, like I know as soon as we start posting and marketing this, even if it's awful, there's going to be like probably between 10 and 50 dudes sitting in their apartment, just screenshotting our stuff and copying it exactly and trying to sell it as their own. and maybe they'll make some money or whatever, but I know that they're not thinking of screenshotting and stealing our work as a long-term project. They're not thinking they're going to start a $1 billion company that way. They know inherently they're being short-sighted, and they know that they're handicapping their future. They know that that's not a good use of their time to be, I guess, whatever they want to be. I guess if they want to, you know, make a couple $1,000s as fast as possible, maybe that is the way to do it. I don't know. But it seems like the point of starting a company is to grow it, and you can't really grow it by copying others, you know, like it doesn't get you anywhere. You can't beat them at that, you know, like you can't beat creative people at copying them, like in a just very, like, you know, screenshotting, copying kind of way. I think there's a whole different, you know, universe where you can take somebody from a different enterprise and copy their beliefs or their attributes or whatever, but and make money there. But I think all I'm trying to say is probably the greatest gift or idea or whatever habit that I've built is allowing myself to be comfortable working on this till I'm 40 and not quitting until then, you know? If Sean and I can't figure this thing out, because I think the funny thing is that I don't really like property. I don't really like real estate. I honestly, I've never even bought a house. I've never even done any of these things. I've never bought a rental. I've never bought a house that I live in. Like I hate landscaping. I do like searching for properties because it's fun, but like I like optimizing. But I've never, like, I would have never picked myself to be a part of this company, you know? But when you look around at who's out there building companies, there's only so many people that I actually trust and believe are miles ahead of other people, and want to work to be even further ahead of them. And that's who I married, you know? I married a guy that we probably don't get along. We don't think the same way about a lot of things, but I never question his attitude or his work ethic, or I never question his, like, trusting him. And I think that's something you need to have in a partner, especially. And I think you need to, I guess I keep saying this over and over again, but like you need to have the multi-year thought process about decision making and about time being spent. You can't look back in a month and say, that was a bad month, so should I just keep doing this? You know, if you do that every month, you're gonna quit one of them. You know, I need to be ready to have a 1 year or 2 year period where I look back and I go, that was a really dumb waste of my time. But it doesn't mean I'm quitting. It doesn't mean that I'm not moving forward with this, you know, because every year I don't quit, the 90% of people did, you know, and I just need to get through as many layers. It's like Squid Game. I need to get through as many layers of this crap as possible without quitting. And then that's where I get out. That's how I get out of the trough of sorrow. You know, my wife is, the last thing I'll say is my wife's applying for colorectal fellowships right now, and it's funny because I have a feeling she's going to match somewhere, and it's going to move our family around the country, and that's going to be a big thing that we're going to have to deal with, and it's going to be really stressful and a lot. But ironically, she's getting a lot more interviews this year for these fellowships positions, and I don't really know why. We both don't know why she's getting more interviews this year than she did last year, but I have a feeling it's because it was easy to apply last year, and now this year you actually have to forego a year of being an attending, a year of getting real surgeon money, and that's hard to do. That means you're dedicated. It's almost like she had to wait for everyone else to quit for her interest and ability to show itself as significant. And I mean, applying that logic to my life is the trough of sorrow is about waiting for everyone else to quit. Everyone's got to that point wherever you are on the trough of sorrow, but they're all slowly quitting. Everyone quits when it's hard. And the trough of sorrow is the definition of hard because it's directionless, it's chaotic, it's confusing. You don't really know what's going on, or every step you take feels bad. Feels like a wrong step, What else? Like you're just, every single YC company that's made a significant breakthrough. Maybe Stripe is a bad example, but I just feel like they spent years in the trough of sorrow. And I think kind of like what I've been doing with working out. I think it's less about working. I think it's less about finding a way to be so much more intelligent than everyone else and so much more visionary than everyone else than it is to, I think it's better to just, I heard this from one of the founders of Weebly, which is like a website building software from 2009 that I've never heard of otherwise other than this company, but he talks a lot about product market fit and on the YC video. And the thing that I think everyone skips over is he starts it off with, I had me and two other co-founders, and the three of us, we decided to get an apartment together, and Twitch, Justin TV did the same thing. Get an apartment together, and they say we are going to work when we wake up until we fall asleep every single day except Saturdays. And we're going to live on $500 a month each, and that's it. And it's almost like military. It's almost like boot camp. It's like, in a way, you're creating a sustainable model where you could say you can be spending years in that state of purgatory, and it's sustainable because you found a way to make it sustainable. Like maybe I should be taking a day off a week, not because it's taking my foot off the gas, but it's more that I can make this a multi-year sustainable process of getting out of the trough of sorrow rather than trying to accelerate my way out of it, trying to think my way out of it, because like product launches we're launching between 2 weeks and a month, I think, but we're gonna have to do, I thoroughly believe we're gonna need 27 versions of this thing, and we're on version 2, and all that means is I just gotta wait for 27 groups of people to quit, and be the last one standing. So that's where I'm at. Probably doesn't sound optimistic, but it's kind of optimistic. It's kind of like, it's realistic. That's the whole point. Be realistic about, I was going to say your goals, but it's more like be realistic about your expectations, and I think it's about what I've been doing. I just create sustainable days. If I can work on this every day for years, and I've built a way to do that, um, it's very unlikely that I'll quit. It's very unlikely I won't succeed. You know, how do I? And this is a Bezos thing. It's like how do I put the odds in my favor? And I think those are the two ways of doing it: is be able to work on it every day without quitting, and make it long term. Think long term. If you build something you don't want to sell, I think it's easier to keep going, you know, because you don't compare it to other projects you could be working on. That's a problem with short-term projects, is you only compare them to what else you could be doing. And at this point, I don't want to work on anything else. I can't work on anything else because I would be starting from zero. And I'm not going to give away 100 days of my life for no reason. Even if I need 10,000 more, honestly, if I can use sunk cost to my advantage, fine. I know everyone wants to be all happy about opportunity cost, but like I think sunk cost is the one to start with. You know, I think if I had to choose between the two to give advice on which one to focus on, I think it's sunk cost. I mean, if you have a really stupid idea, I guess maybe it's opportunity cost, but I think if it's something that could turn out to be great, I think if you're surrounded by good people, I think it's about sunk cost. Because I think we'll find a way out of it. I'm optimistic about that. I think if you're surrounded by bad people, then it's opportunity cost, you know. But I think that's all I got today. I don't know if that was helpful to you, but it's helpful to me to think through it and reaffirm just where we're at, you know. Like obviously I prefer to be out of the trough of sorrow. I hope I'm even in it, you know. But I need to acknowledge the fact that it might be day 1,000 one day and we're still here, you know, we don't have one user right now still. 117 days in. I don't have one user. Every single user is me and John. So whatever, man. I'll figure it out. Okay. See ya.